All right, welcome back to Branson, Missouri. We are here at the Branson Hilton Convention Center, the American Cornhole Organization, World Championships of Cornhole, and we are already underway. I'll tell you what, this might be the seniors division, Joel Karnick, but they are ready and they're chomping at the bit to get going. And if you think we saw deliberate play in the last hours worth of cornhole in the women's player this season, boy, these seniors tend to play as deliberately as anybody on the planet.
Yeah, Bob's off to a 2-0 start, but yeah, I mean, these are the three of the top seniors all year. Any major that you've been to, pretty much, Johnny and Bob and T-Bone have been right there. They haven't faltered much all year.
No, they haven't. They've been the consistent finishers in the top. And obviously, I think T-Bone comes in at number 20, I believe, in the Corny 40, the top 40 players. You know, Bob Heil in at number 12. And I know Johnny Thomas is, I think he's right there at 31 as well. So our top 40 players of the season, these three right in there, as you mentioned, time and time again. And the way this is going to work, because it's a tie at this point to find out who's going to be our player of the season.
We get a lot ahead.
We have a lot going on. Now, these will be single elimination or double elimination, but single games here with Bob Heil taking on Johnny Thomas. Johnny was the third seed. Bob was the second seed. The loser of that will drop to a loser's bracket. The winner will play Terry T-Bone Dawson, the number one seed. Then the loser of that game will go down into the loser's bracket and play again for the honor of finding out who will play against the winner of Dawson and the winner of this match in what will be then a double dip situation.
We're looking at at least five games.
We're looking at 5 games
in this. Yeah, and you're looking at these guys, people wondering how these guys got to this point. They all maxed out on their points. They all won 8 regionals, and they all won 4 majors, and they got maxed out, I think, 400 points. And you can't do any better than that. So T-Bone won the flip of the coin. That's still under investigation, by the way. And Johnny and Bob got to play. So T-Bone has a little bit of an advantage making these two guys play to get to him.
And I've seen him rolling around, and I thought, oh, he must be over practicing. And now I see him gloating. He's sitting over there just off of center court, drinking straight out of that water bottle and gloating about the opportunity.
Yeah, Johnny's up 5-2 here. Yeah, he came up to me earlier today, and I thought he was just being friendly. I think he knew I was going to be on the broadcast. He heard and thought maybe he could pull some kind of influence to get that coin flip to go his way.
He caught a little shenanigans, are you?
I caught something. Yeah, he slipped me a coin.
Did he?
I just looked to see if it was two-headed or not.
Oh, man, so 5-2, Johnny out of the red lane, the lower seed again, as I mentioned. He's the third seed coming into this, and Bob Heil, the number 2 seed. And Bob has had a really, really great season, and we've seen him on center court a number of times in both north and anywhere he can travel. He and his son, just as you and your son, get out and travel and play quite a bit. But I saw some pretty solid dance moves out of Bob here this past week as well, and what has become a world famous GIF or GIF file, depending upon how old you are.
Oh, you have no idea, folks. Go to the Northern Wisconsin Cornhole Facebook page, and my son posted like a 15-second video of Bob Heil at the Wolf's Den in Mercer, Wisconsin. It is a classic Bob Heil late night dance. It's good stuff.
I'm thinking at some point there's going to have to be a dance-off between he and our current king, Gary Ferguson.
Oh, my gosh.
Because he and Ferg together probably could bring this convention center to the ground with their moves.
Well, both of these guys playing well early, and it's a slide-in game. There's just no getting around it, and both of these guys are as good as you'll find, obviously in the senior division, but really in the pro division too. Bob throwing those lucky bags. I didn't catch what Johnny was throwing out there, but both slick bags. They both just like to slide it up in. But don't be fooled, because if there is something around the hole and it's open, they both can hit the airmail. I've seen them both be very deadly on the airmail shot.
No question. And when we talk a lot about the fact that the seniors division tends to be very methodical, very deliberate, very up the middle end, 8-bagger, 8-bagger, 8-bagger. But these two of the more potentially aggressive players on offense. Now, T-Bone, very, very, very methodical.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to sound like I'm saying slow.
It's a pace.
But slow.
My son and I talk about that a lot when we practice. It's a pace. And everybody's comfortable. Some people are comfortable throwing fast because they just don't want to overthink it. I think typically the senior players have to kind of pause a little bit and refocus a little bit. Our brains got a lot more going on in there than some of the younger guys. But it's a pace, and some people take 4 or 5 seconds in between. Others, 1 or 2. But it's got to be consistent, whatever it is. And now Bob is back up 6-5, and I just fully expect all these games between these guys are going to come down to just a couple of hanging bags here and there, a 21-17, 21-18, because when these guys, I mean, their bad shot is hanging on the hole, and then they got to maybe throw a little different shot to drag it in. That's their bad shot. Very rarely off the board, very rarely left and right.
Well, and speaking of Wisconsin, we saw Maggie Geiger take the Women's Player of the Year, or Player of the Season there, and They were playing deliberately as well, but they found it seemed like they had a lot more bags that were getting up around the edge of the hole and then pinching and staying there. And it was a game of I'll wait for you to make the mistake kind of thing. You're not going to see that here.
Yeah, these guys are no nerves at all. They've both been here before, and they both come right out of the gate, just throwing fire here right away. And you mentioned Bob from our group up in northern Wisconsin, and Maggie Geiger, also from our group up there. It's more and more places got those tough regionals where you have several pros. We've got 4 pros in our little regional of like 18 to 20 people. So finishing 5th is a pretty good accomplishment.
Right, that's first.
That's what I go in there and I'm banging my head against the wall because I took 5th or 6th. Well, I lost to Bob, I lost to my son, I lost to Wayne Rao, I lost to Maggie, and oh my jeez.
Well, your son has become quite a player just in the last year. I mean, what we saw in Cedar Rapids and a couple of different cities, that some of the shots that he was making, Blake is we call him the Beast, or at least many do, but I've certainly happy to climb on board the Beast train there because he is really quite something. And
he was very excited to get his jerseys today. Got a whole new wardrobe now: pro jersey, Top Gunner jersey, the Corny 40 jersey he got today, and also a couple of Ruthless Bags, our sponsor, jerseys. So he's got a whole new wardrobe. He's going to have to clean some stuff out of his closet.
Gotta love it.
And that is one of the perks of putting in that grind of the ACO.
Nicely done there.
Yeah, nicely done, Bob. And putting in that grind is at the end of the season, the rewards of the jerseys, and it's something special. It really is. My son just really cherished it. I got to go stand by his number 29 flag.
His flag, his court flag,
I called it the Rod Carew flag.
No, there you go.
So very exciting. It's a lot of traveling to get it done during the year, but boy, when you get to the end of the year, it pays off. And these guys just battling back and forth. Again, we've had probably 8 rounds or so already here, and it's 6-5. Bob with a 1-point advantage in this one, and now we have a very rare clump in front of the hole, and Bob goes with that airmail and leaves it a little bit on the back of the hole, and Johnny a little bit to the right as he just tried to slide in that right side. Bob's trying to figure out if he's going to push or is he going to have to go a little hot over the top here, or what he's going to do. He's just going to come
go
in
low and hot.
Yeah, he's hoping to use that as a bumper bag, and it kind of came in a little hot and pushed right onto the back of it.
Oh, how about that? That was a nice shot there.
Pinball shot there, yeah.
Nice job there to take the lead back. Up 9-6. He'll take that first bag back.
And so many times these games come down to around just like that, where you'll go back and forth, 4-bag, 4-bag, 10s, and then that one shot like that can be a big difference at 2 or 3 points, as we saw on the women's side too.
And a corrected score there, 8 on 6 now, with Johnny taking that first bag back. And Bob, another Wisconsin player who takes that 2 steps. It's rare to see a 2-step pitch, but now you've seen it both with Maggie, and it's interesting because Amber stands tight to the board and doesn't really have a lot of movement other than inside outside. She doesn't have that step, and Bob takes 2 steps as well. Is that a Wisconsin thing? Is that a northern?
It's just kind of, my son used to step too, and then he went back to it. I think Bob used to play a lot of softball. I think he pitched in softball. I think he's just more comfortable with that step rather than standing still for whatever reason it may be. I don't think there's a pro player out there that didn't at some point experiment back and forth with the step and the no step just to see what the comfort level is.
Well, I found it even for me. I found myself every time I would get into a game, I changed my pitch every game. I had no consistency whatsoever, and it wasn't until the last couple of majors that I had some downtime with some of the pros that were showing me, well, you can lean in, you can do this or whatnot, but at your advanced age, that's not going to be good on your back or this or that. So I started taking that step and getting that arm swing, aiming in the right spot, and I found a little more consistency. Now I can't pick the shot that I want to have happen, but at least I know that I'm going to find the board 80% of the time, and for me, that's a huge accomplishment.
Straight is number one. If it's not straight, nothing else really matters in this game. So if you're not throwing it straight, even if it kicks a little bit, you got to get that first. You do that first. I'm going to be ducking in and out of this broadcast. We got a lot of games, and
that's right. You're in the open blind draw.
Me and Tony Franco Sr. are lighting it up in the one of the blind draws that are going on. So I'll hang for a couple more rounds here, and then I'm going to shoot out and probably come back.
Sounds good. Well, that's the beauty of it, too. These guys move from 8-on-8 to Bob posting a deuce to take it to 10-on-8. But the beauty of this is everybody's participation in all this, and the opportunity to do this doesn't get in the way of your ability to do what it is you're here to do, and that's play and have a good time. And I certainly love sitting here and watching this game because I do learn, even though I'm not pitching, I do learn about tactics and scenarios and what to do here and when you might want to do play up this way. So I know what I'm supposed to do. Now I just have to get out there and do it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to keep you from getting out there and doing it. So I'll see if I can't track down the cornhole dude. Maybe Gears will roll in here and help me get through some of these seniors matches because they're going to be good ones. I'm telling you right now, Bob Heil, Johnny Thomas working their way towards Terry T-Bone Dawson, the number 1 seed here in seniors at the ACO Championships of Cornhole for the world and beyond. I'm going to say the Universal Championships. Oh, that one's going to drop, and it does.
Well, I'm going to run and go play, and I will duck back in here, and I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay.
Outstanding.
All right.
Thanks,
Sven.
Duck and cover. Go get them, and good luck in that match right there. Joel Karnick, a guy who I'll have him talk a little bit more about his Cornhole podcast, has the biggest names in the game time and time again, and we've been fortunate to be on with him, and he really is a great anchor for the sport on the north side of the country. So many great players coming out of northern Wisconsin. We mentioned Wayne Rao, who is Maggie's Geiger's father, who you may have seen here earlier take the Women's Player of the Season from Amber Fretwell, but so much great cornhole yet to play. We've got a week-long schedule that is honestly it's enviable. Tomorrow we're going to get underway with juniors doubles. We're going to have women's doubles, seniors doubles. Another tailgater, 2 tailgaters, as a matter of fact. That's the open competition for non-pros and the opportunity to win a jersey or a trophy that no pro is ever going to be able to get until they've lost their pro status. No points there, even though Johnny thought he might have eked 1 or 2 of them out, but he didn't. So back on 10-on-8, Bob Heil takes first bag. We've got singles and doubles player of the season playoffs tomorrow as well in the afternoon. Probably be bringing those to you here on the ACO Digital Network. Don't forget, you can also watch all of this in high definition embedded at AmericanCornhole.com. So if you're watching in 720 elsewhere, feel free to go to AmericanCornhole.com, click that link, and you'll be able to find the broadcast and all of the gameplay in high def. Thanks again to Philly Rainier for stepping in and working juniors with us, working the women's division as we crowned our player of the season, that being Maggie Geiger, as mentioned. And then we work our way Thursday, Friday, all the way to Saturday. So we've got world doubles on Thursday, all kinds of tier play, more tailgater. The main event for the world doubles, the certified official shootout, a really fun tournament that is built around all of the ACO certified officials. Then the singles start on Friday, and it is just game on from there. And then Friday evening, it's going to be the Lifetime Members Tournament. Those who have the ACO ink on their body, over 80 players have inked themselves, yours truly included. So Lifetime membership has been awarded to us and the opportunity to play in a Switch Holio tournament on Friday night. And then we have Championship Saturday, kicked off with a Pitfall tournament early in the morning, $2,500 purse assigned to that. Our friends, the Haygoods here in Branson, are going to come out and knock out the national anthem for us, and we're going to get underway around noon. So we'll have our Lifers Members Championship starting at noon, Juniors Double Championship following there, and then Seniors Doubles, ACO Women's Doubles, World Co-Ed Championships, Juniors Championships, and then Seniors Championships. So the awards ceremony, then the World Doubles Championship, and the singles winners bracket will wrap things up, and we will crown our king or queen of cornhole Saturday evening. So 10 gives way to 11 as Bob Heil drops back behind Johnny Thomas, who's taken an extra moment here to take a look at this shot. He flips his bag. He's kind of thinking it through. Does he want to try to go up and over top? Both of these guys very capable of the airmail. Oh, he's going to go low and hot, and he pinches Bob's bag up there around the 1 o'clock position, and Bob's going to drop it, take a timeout, and take a look. And while he's taking a timeout, we'll take the time to thank some friends of ours, our sponsors at Hampton Farms, for being part of our entire season 17, and expect they will be a big part of season 18. Looking for a lot more fun from them. They are the sponsor of the Big Blind Draw Tournament and the Big Blindfold Challenge, which we've had throughout the course of the season, finding out just how good these players are when they can't even see what they're doing. So Bob is taking a look. He flips, he grips, takes 2 steps, and rips. Going to go up and over. Oh, and just a little bit beyond the hole. So he's going to head down. He's going to go ahead and give up. It looks like a 3-spot with that one off the back there. He took the opportunity for the guts and the glory, and unfortunately came up a little, not short, a little long that time. So 14 on 10, the lower seed, Johnny Thomas. Again, these guys fighting to battle against Terry T-Bone Dawson, who's finished his warm-up tosses on some boards off to the side and is going to come back over and kind of eyeball the competition right now. But we know that will be a very deliberate game with T-Bone, most certainly. Sort of a reset button here with what looks to be a solid 8-bagger shaping up. Heil has the opportunity to finish, and he does. Nicely done, Bob Heil. Johnny Thomas work their way back left to right on your screen. And again, don't forget, if you're watching along on the digital network, feel free to watch in high definition by clicking the World Championships link at AmericanCornhole.com, where you can find anything and everything you need to know about the ACO here in the World Championships of Cornhole at the Hilton Branson Convention Center. What a great week it's already been, and so much more to come here since we're just still working our way through our Taco Tuesday. We had a special edition of the Taco, TACO, where we're talking ACO, longest running corncast anywhere in the universe. Myself and Frank, here's the Cornhole dude. Nicely done there by Johnny to clean things up. Opens up the middle for Bob, who's going to lay low. Johnny's going to lay a little bit lower. He didn't want to do that. You can tell by the look on his face, either that or maybe he's got a little air bubble. Oh, boy. And Bob throws his head back in disgust because he knows he missed an opportunity right there. So these guys, no blood, no foul on that one. 14 on 10 is where we stand. And again, this is just a single game right here to determine who is going to move off to the loser's bracket in this double elimination 3-person playoff for the ACO Senior Player of the Season. Oh, nice bag right there. Johnny Thomas able to grab his bag and pull it with him. Now, Bob's going to try to clean things up. He put that in a nice position. Johnny's going to go ahead and do it for him. And this is where that deliberate pace that Joel and I were talking about before comes into play. Absolutely. It's knowing that you've got that middle, taking advantage of it. And again, we saw this in the women's final. We didn't see them taking as much advantage of those opportunities. It was more about sitting and waiting for the other player to make that mistake or maybe leave one just a little bit outside and make sure that it stayed there. And oftentimes a little follow the leader, as Philly was saying, and not able to take advantage of opportunities the way that you would have imagined. So there's a low blocker there by Johnny. Looks like he's all right with that. Bob's kind of moved it off to the left, and now it's going to give him an opportunity to push through there and just keep bunching them up. Bob's going to stay low and continue building the dog pile. Oh, Johnny comes up and over the top, takes one down and one off the back. Bob seems like it's almost like he's shaking off a pitch call by the catcher. He's looked like he knew what he wanted to do, and then he decided to shake it off. Johnny's going to lay low and just make Bob step out. He's going to step all the way out and take a really good look at what's going on there. If he comes up and over the top, he should be able, there should be enough real estate on the backside of that hole to come in over the top and unplug it. But he's thinking. He's going to go up and over. Oh, and he drops 2 and puts 1 off the back. And so with 1 off the back from both players right now. That is going to leave Johnny in a single spot. There was no blood. Yeah, I was going to say it looks like both of them had one off the back, so no blood on that one. He took that point. He's going to go ahead and give it back. And Bob knows that he was this close to really pulling that off, and it was a gutsy shot, but it just wasn't to be right there. So these guys continue on 14 on 10. The lower seed, Johnny Thomas, number 3 seed against Bob Heil from northern Wisconsin. Johnny Thomas is a great player who we've seen at the top of the seniors board time and time and time again. And both of these guys, I'm sure, are thinking to themselves, for all of this hard work, I get to run right into Terry T-Bone Dawson? Thanks. Nice little crowd here around center court as we head for the Women's Player of the Season match. Oh, Johnny, that one should fall just with the slightest whisper. And it does right there. So Bob finishes things up. They exchange taters, head back to collect their bags and go again. And here we are in game 1 of what is a double elimination bracket that could go on for quite some time. So grab yourself a cold drink, maybe put a cooler full of them next to your seat, throw this thing up on your TV monitor, and we've got ourselves a full night of top-tier cornhole as we find out who our players of the season are going to be, and not only our women's and seniors, but our juniors division as well, coming up with Austin Cameron facing off against Sebastian Barger, who was warming up for about, 11 hours prior to now finally taking a break and waiting his turn on center court. So these guys are going to battle back and forth, and it looks like Johnny left himself in a little bit of a precarious situation, but now it's settled in, and he might be able to pull that back together. No, he's not able to do it. And, Bob's not going to do it for him. He's going to take that left side, and he does. Nicely done. So Bob's going to turn that 10 into an 11-12 and work his way back down. Another seesaw battle here this evening on center court. The Hilton Branson Convention Center just playing great host to hundreds and hundreds of ACO's finest and their families. Probably 1,000 people rolling into town here into Branson for the festivities this week. We've seen some great boat racing out on Lake Tanacomo. We've seen great live shows, live music outside, and all in 100-plus degree weather, but it doesn't seem to be bothering anybody or dampening their enthusiasm for getting out and doing all there is to do here in Branson. Thanks to Tara and Stewart at the CVB and all our hosts here at the Branson Convention Center at the Hilton. Everything has been fantastic, and we expect more of the same. And Johnny looks over at me like there's something I could do about that to help him, but he knows that one was on him. That cost him a couple right there. So the score remains the same, 14-12. They both take deep breaths as if to say it's time to recenter. Heil's going to take his 2 steps and take the left side of the hole. Oh, boy, and he went for the guts, and he missed it off the back. That's going to put another 2 spot up there for Heil. And I'll tell you something right now. I just decided I was going to stay quiet there so you could just hear the thump of the boards underneath those bags. And I thought it would all speak for itself, and Johnny decided he would take a chance, and it ended up backfiring on him just a little bit right there, but 14-13. A single game here will determine who moves on to play Terry T-Bone Dawson and who will move into that loser's bracket and have to work their way back into the senior player of this season final right here. And as you would expect, Phil Barnett back in the booth with me here. I know a short-lived opportunity out there in the bracket. Are you done, or is this your victory dance?
Man, I just wanted to come sit by you, Finn.
That's your excuse. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and be your Huckleberry.
And looks like we have another great game here on center court.
You're not going to believe this, but this seniors match has been deliberate, methodical.
No.
Very few mistakes made. But I will say there have been a lot of twisted up faces on both competitors. Both of them realized that they had opportunities, even if it was just for 1 or 2 here or there. But they knew that they missed it. Johnny, about, 1 full round ago, took a shot at an airmail for some guts and glory over top, and dropped it off the back, and was none too happy about it. But I do like the way that they're playing this game.
Yeah, look at Johnny took a lot of time right there in between that shot. Make Bob think about it when he had off to the right. Could have been a little gamesmanship.
A little bit, yeah. And that bag looks like it's gettable there for Bob, and he's trying. He is trying to get it. And now Johnny's forced to put a replacement bag there. He
did not like that.
No, he didn't. From that side of the board, it's going to be hard to work his way into the left side of the hole, and Bob didn't much care for that either. Now Johnny wants to take a look back and see where he stands.
It might not be a bad idea for Johnny to come down here and take a time out and look at there.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's got hole there, and he's got that shot in his bag. That's for sure.
Well, the airmails that he's fired east to west here on your screen have all been had a little too much oomph behind him. So, but you're right. He does have enough hole, and he does have enough. I think of those bags showing to deaden it if he needs it. Oh, he's going to come in low and high.
Oh,
well, it was worth a try, but he also ran the risk there of dropping that bag in on the backside for Bob.
I tell you what, I did like what he tried to do. He tried to grab 2 points out of that by just bumping that bag into the side there.
Interesting, though. I wonder if those 2 airmails that were a little bit long before have taken some of his confidence out of that shot, which is usually pretty reliable. And that's I'm not even looking at Bob, and I already know the face he made.
You can just look at Bob and tell where his bag goes.
I knew the face he made without looking at him. Thanks to Eric Heinerman, our executive producer, for putting together the pictures that you're seeing and arranging for the audio. And putting together the entire look at the tournament. We've got some neat stuff planned for season 18, and look forward to the Pro Series. We'll talk more about that in a little while. 10 big events that are part of our 35 major event season coming up in season 18, starting in September. Johnny Thomas lets it go, puts it right up the middle, and picks up a couple right there.
Absolutely, and they have that elevator going floor to floor right now.
Yes, they do. And then what will happen is they'll go 3 or 4 frames with no score, and then 3 or 4 frames with 1 or 2, and then 3 or 4 frames with no score.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic seniors match right here. And guess what?
It is.
We got at least 2 more.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
If you think these guys will deliver it, wait till we get the next guy.
Yes. As I said, these guys are going to look like speed demons by comparison to what you're about to see. Oh, it's a nice bag there. That shook it up just enough. That'll fall.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be able to get that. I'll take that right up the middle and grab it, and there it is.
Oh, he looked like he eased up on that, though.
Now, what does Johnny do? Is he going to help him out?
Yeah, it was going. Oh, and that one tried to stop.
Bob, he didn't think it was going to go. And he's like, I knew it all along. I knew it was going to go. Oh, that was good stuff.
Hey, I talked to Amber Fretwell out there, and guess what she told me?
What's that, nervous?
She was nervous. Yeah. She was nervous.
Well, I went up to her and I said, hey, good shooting, no pressure, but I picked you to win the whole thing. She goes, I know. I know.
Let's see if Johnny can bully that bag out a little ways. He did a little bit. That's good.
Bob is the master of the near miss, I feel like. He leaves his bag just in enough spot. He's made some nice recoveries on some bags. That one he should be able to pick up now.
I think he can get it.
Yeah, he should be able to get it. Johnny, is he going to?
Johnny's probably going to step out and try to get his too.
Oh, well, that's curious.
Oh, Johnny's got a decision.
Changed his mind, didn't it? Yeah, you saw him change his mind right then and there when he went to step and go.
He stepped out just a little bit. Yes.
Cocks that wrist, comes in hard left. Oh, wow.
And he's happy with that because that's not a lot Bob can do.
Yeah, if Bob's going to go for his, he's going to take them all and possibly leave. He's going to take that time and just let it go. Thank you, sir, our lead valet and head of customer service for the ACO, the Cornhole dude. Also appreciate the fact that he's ducking out of the way when we're not on camera.
Yeah, perfect.
That is respect. That is respect for his elders.
That's me and you.
So 18 on 15, Johnny Thomas. And again, Joel Karnick was in here and he had to go play and you guys kind of tagged in and out. But, Joel brought up a great point. He said, all three of these names are the names that have been at the top of the list all season long, and they just jockey for position amongst themselves.
And we've seen them. We've called a lot of these guys matches, and
Yes,
they've been
we
just
have.
like this, up and down, no blowouts. The guys just putting the bags in the hole. Not a lot of block and shoots. There is no block and rolls.
No, not a single one. There's not. We haven't seen and will not see a roll shot
Now,
in
Bob,
a seniors match.
Bob has got. He's got to make sure this bag stays on the board. He goes up.
Oh,
and
gets
that's
it
nice.
So close. He almost able to pull that airmail drag, but he does a nice job of drawing no blood and giving none.
We saw that same situation with Amber Fretwell. She made a nice same shot right there. If Bob goes off the back, that game is over right there.
She sure did. And you see T-Bone over there. He's lurking.
Yeah.
He was over warming up, and then he's come back to watch the end of this game because he knows he's going to have to take on the winner.
Well, I'm glad T-Bone at least warmed up. You know how I feel about that.
Oh, yeah, he did. And, it's interesting. We saw Sebastian Barger, who's going to be playing juniors here in a little while. It's assuming we're able to get to it before this calendar day ends.
Yeah.
Oh, up and over. Nice shot. What a great shot by Bob Heil. Oh, and Johnny tries to answer right out of the gate with almost a reflexive shot. Bob's going to go again. And he's got it dialed in.
Back-to-back nice airmails. Bob Heil. Get you some, Bob.
All right, so Johnny's thought it through. He's having a mental word with his weaponry. He cocks his wrist and lets go up and over.
Bob makes this. He can win the game right there, and Johnny knows it. And Bob just nailed two. And I'm liking his odds right here. There's no way he is not going to shoot this. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, they're going to take out timeout.
Right now, 7:04.
So it's kind of nice. I think
7:04.
Bob wasn't sure if he had a timeout left, and Johnny took the timeout for him to tell him what it was going on.
That's what seniors do.
That's what they do. Up
there
and
it
over.
is.
He got it. How about that?
Man.
How about that? So Bob Heil, he just battles and goes to the gutsy airmail shot 3 times to pull it off over Johnny Thomas. Now, that's not the end of Johnny's night by a long shot. And by long shot, I mean as the third seed coming in, he's going to move to the loser's bracket. Bob Heil will now take on Terry T-Bone Dawson to find out who will finish that second spot out in the loser's bracket and then battle back to play the winner of this upcoming game. Some great shooting there by Bob Heil, 21 on 18. Great stuff, and we expect much more of that here as we work our way toward a seniors player of the season. And I will tell you that sportsmanship there at the very end was outstanding.
Absolutely. And that's what you're going to see in the seniors.
Outstanding.
Matter of fact, you're going to see that in most divisions too.
You'll see it everywhere.
You can't just say it's just a senior. Hey, but you got to love what Bob did.
Yeah.
They threw some blockers up there, and Bob says he makes 3 in a row to win the game. He was down 18-15 at that point.
Yes, and for all of his trouble, guess what he gets to do now?
Look, he gets a consolation game with one of the best throwers in the business right here. A guy that's been this close to winning the world championship 2 years in a row, finished in second.
Mm-hmm. And T-Bone steps out on the court. He's got the slyest of all grins strapped across his face. Indiana cornhole blazoned across his chest. He takes that high seed blue lane. Frank Ears is going to give them their final down and backs here in a moment. And as you mentioned, T-Bone took his time. He went over and warmed up, and he did everything he needed to do, and he'll be ready. He'll be ready.
And he's going to move at the speed of smell.
Mm-hmm, yeah. You may be able to time this match with a calendar.
That's right.
But the bottom line is no matter who wins or loses this game, we soldier on. So we move Johnny Thomas down into the first of the 2 spots in what we call the elimination bracket, or some will call the loser's bracket. But the loser of this game will face off against Johnny Thomas, who will then battle to come back against the winner of this game. So we'll be here for all the action again here in Branson, the Hilton Convention Center, an outstanding facility, one of our favorites on the tour, and we're thrilled to be back after the major that we ran here on Memorial Day weekend, our final major of every season as long as they will have us, and so much great stuff going on here in town. We've had a great time, and we've still got a lot of good times and a lot of great cornhole to go.
Yes, we do. We got some great games coming, man. And we talked about that earlier on the taco. Man, I am so excited, Finn, about this week and some of the matches. And man, I'm excited about this junior matchup that's coming up after the seniors here. You got two guys that can just flat throw the bag in different fashions, different ways, all kind of shots.
Well, and it's a bit of a grudge match in this particular building when you think about it, because Sebastian Barger, who we've seen throw about 25,000 bags and is now sitting off to the side. Yeah, this afternoon, sitting off to the side on his phone with his feet kicked up. And I wonder where. I have not seen Austin Cameron at all. I've seen him. I know he's been over there playing, but I have seen his face one time today. So.
Well, I've seen it more than one, and I didn't like it when I saw it a couple times.
Because it was probably facing off right against you. So we will have a match that will be played at a very different pace.
Absolutely.
Between those two, and it'll be the best 2 or 3 to determine our juniors player of the season. Now, singles player of the season. That green jersey for singles player of the season is going to be Austin Cameron versus Caleb Hurt, two guys who've played each other, every 18 hours for the last 6 years.
That's right.
So that'll always be a good one. And I mentioned this being a bit of a grudge match with Sebastian and Austin, because Sebastian, if you recall, won his way into the Pro Series $20,000 winner-take-all tournament and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Last year, he won Memorial Day weekend, so he won his way in, and for his trouble, he faced off against Junior Player of the Season and champion Austin Cameron, and then beat him. You remember?
Yeah, I do remember that, because I was trying to watch it on my way home in my car. But look, let me tell you, and also in Branson, Florida last year.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, and I usually know my facts.
Okay.
I think that Sebastian beat Austin Cameron in the main bracket in singles last year in Bradenton, Florida.
For the World Championships.
Yeah, to move on. So these guys have been battling.
Well, I will either confirm or deny your claim here momentarily, because I do have a list of defending champions here in Whole Magazine, and I'll go back and find that, and we'll see exactly how good your memory is when Philip Barnett. He is the Mississippi Ninja, Philip Barnett. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, the voice of the ACO, and we are thrilled to be here in Branson, bringing you all the action here at what is the center of the Cornhole universe. Eric Heinerman behind the scenes, pulling all the strings, making us look and sound as good as he possibly can, given the raw materials, and we're thrilled to be here on center court. We have seen so many great matches, as you've discussed, time and time again, and we go back to, let's go back to some of those early Tupelo, Mississippi, and some of the Owensboro, Kentucky, and some of these others.
City.
Yeah, Panama City Beach, and we have watched the competition get more fierce. We've watched the broadcasts go to a whole new level. We worked with our partners at Stadium for the season. Yeah. Frank Gears, the cornhole dude, giving them their final instructions to bring it,
baby. And bring it. Here we go. I ain't got to say that all night either.
Oh, there you go.
My favorite term.
So last year, our World Seniors champion was Terry Mathis, as you mentioned, over T-Bone Dawson. Scotty Burridge came in third place. Our women's World Women's champion. We haven't seen Teresa Forsey much this season, but she took down Julia Mackey, and it was Megan Maupin in third place.
Yep. What a great game, too, that was.
Yeah, that was all great stuff. And then I think you'll see, if you get a chance to look at Whole Magazine, the sort of our yearbook, if you will, online on a digital copy, or if you get one in your hand, that cover shot says it all. And that was Gary Ferguson winning the King of Cornhole and just getting dog-piled at the end of that. So,
and you were on that call, Finn, and you did a great job of that when that game was finished. I know it's been a long day for you, but that was an excellent call when Fergie won that, and all the people mobbed him, and it was great. As T-Bone takes a 2-0 lead, by the way.
He does.
And he's going to try to give it back in the second round.
Yes, he is. And, Bob running out of the red lane here. Will that make a difference for him in the lower seed red lane? Don't know. I mean, we haven't really developed or seen a pattern or a strategy from there, but boy, T-Bone is going to give him back.
Yeah, he can give him a bunch back.
Yep, could be a bunch. Now, clearly those are out of play for him, so he's just got to hope for the best, and it's the best he can do right there, and this is going to be a 4 spot if Bob's able to take it right up the dead center, and he does, and he reverses the fortune and doubles up on Terry. Now, in what was it we were talking about? It was juniors last year?
Yeah.
Sebastian Barger fell to Isaac Hurt in juniors.
He
and
did,
Isaac Hurt was, a name that you hear all the time with Caleb is doubles partners and
the little brother.
The little brother, yeah. And has quite a few juniors championships under his belt as well. 13 years old, I believe.
Yeah, and Bob's got one out of play to start the third round.
He does, but you know what? That one he might be able to save that bag.
That's the bag that Spencer Garner hit right there in the co-ed.
See, he tucked that corner in there. And Terry just brings in that fluttering sideways bag. Bob goes up and over. Oh, boy.
Just caught T-Bone's bag just enough to kick him off.
Just enough to cartwheel off. Oh, and Terry returns
he does.
The favor, to be sure. Bob's going to go up again. Oh, boy. And that's what that worked. That was working for him in the last game.
Yeah.
It just hit wrong. And Terry's content to wash.
We get nothing. Nothing.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy.
Man, and we go from throwing 20 bags in a row to having a 5 spot for both guys.
To trouble. Right. Exactly right.
But that's what they call it, cornhole. Something different every day. It's like you say, everybody throws different. Everybody's looking for a game somewhere.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that. You know, we always joke about there's 2 things that these players do. They play cornhole. When they're not playing cornhole, they're looking for a place to play cornhole. And you know that to be a fact just on the trip here.
Absolutely. You know, I was reading a bunch of stuff, and these guys are stopping on their way here to playing other organizations' tournaments, man. It's great. It's great. Your man, Paul Schroeder.
Yeah.
He stops over and plays it above the cut that's ran by Chris Seaton.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the Shredder. He said it's the summer of Paul. He's celebrating the summer of Paul, and the Shredder has been anywhere and everywhere. And he is just a guy that goes out for the gusto. I love it. And you look at this. You know, Bob Heil, we talked about this in the Corny 40 Top 40 Pros coming out of season 17, and at number 12 you got Terry T-Bone Dawson at number 20, and then you got Johnny Thomas at 31. So many of these names that you're hearing in this player of the season, it doesn't surprise you to find out that they're in that top 4. In fact, I think Amber Fretwell is the only one not in the Corny 40.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly where she finished in the top 80, but she is a beast.
Yes.
And I still have confidence that I think she could, if she could put her nerves aside and find a groove, she could win this entire thing.
Always a force to be reckoned with.
And her husband, great player as well.
Yeah.
And when the 2 of them step up, we've seen some great co-ed matches with the 2 of them.
There's T-Bone picking up 2 and got a little pep in his step that time.
Yeah. Yep. He made it down to pick up his bags before sundown.
And we've been playing 15, 20 minutes, and it's 4-4.
Oh, yeah. At one point, I know that I'm going to want to yell out, next bag wins.
But sudden death.
Right. Oh, goodness. Bloop.
Yep. And that's why we fill in the blanks up here, man.
Yeah, everybody asks me all the time. They say, well, how long will you sit and do that? And I said, sometimes 6, 7, 8 hours in a row. And they said, don't you get tired? I said, the only time that I really my voice starts to get worn out is during the seniors matches, because there's so much more fill in the blanks required, because you know coming in, if you know anything about senior division cornhole in the ACO, you know what's going to happen. You already know what you're looking at. There are very few surprises.
No. Like I said, they don't have the face.
Nice bag.
Now that is a shot right there.
That's gutsy right there to come in around that right side. And he stepped all the way out to get that done. Oh, boy. Oh.
Hey, Bob, I tell you what, he's coming here to win this player of the season.
Look how far he stepped out.
Yeah.
He stepped out there. He's going to take the 2 steps. He's coming in at an angle, and he splits the
Nice.
difference. What a great shot, and he doubles up on T-Bone now. 8 on 4. The Snowman steps up and lives for a moment in the 104-degree heat outside.
It is warm.
Oh, boy.
And that was a great round by Bob.
That was very nice.
That was a super great round. Nice push. Finished it off, stepping out, going around T-Bone's bag.
Mm-hmm.
T-Bone couldn't make the push, and he picks up 4 spots.
You look around. Yeah, you look around center court at who's here watching the action, and see a whole host of different faces. The Jones family. You see Rich and Tracy Pyle, the hosts and producers of Whole Nation, finally have a chance to sit and enjoy and watch. They're so busy talking with damn near everybody that's here. Interviews and some great stuff. I know they got some good time with Maggie Geiger after she won Women's Player of the Season. Again, we are blessed to be sitting here at the Broadcast Central with Eric Heinerman, as we call him, the Wizard of Oz, who's pulling all the strings and behind the curtain, just where he likes it, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he's doing a great job in this setup, man. The view that they gave us.
Yeah, we got
this
a really
time,
nice
man,
bird's nest view, didn't we?
Perfect.
Yeah. We're up here in the nest in the bird's eye.
Absolutely. And both guys throw 4 bags in the hole.
Oh, yeah.
After a dirty round last time, so you never know.
And you hear what you may or may not be able to hear in the background. It's just the constant movement that is the World's Week. So many great things to do. We talked about it earlier, the Whole Nation long throw challenge, and earlier they had the airmail challenge with the airmail box out here on center court. But we've got tailgater, we've got pitfall going on, we've got still tournament action happening in the other room, and the open blind draw from Hampton Farms. We've got just 2 full giant rooms here at the Hilton Branson Convention Center filled with players, families, and all kinds of fun. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and if you're tuning in, make sure you tune in all week, because we're going to see some great action all week. What we've got planned, and Championship Saturday is going to be something.
I was looking down the list there, and we start with Pitfall as a $2,500 tournament. Then the Haygoods come in, and they're going to knock out the national anthem like you've never heard.
Yeah,
so good. And then we get underway the Lifetimers Championship, which I'll be calling and not participating in.
No, you might be playing.
Oh, your ass.
Come on.
Anyway, Juniors Doubles Championship, Seniors Doubles Championship, Women's Doubles Championship, the World Co-Ed Championship, the World Juniors Championship, the World Seniors Championship, Women's Championship, then the awards ceremony, then the World's Doubles Championship, and then we work our way through singles and crown our king or queen around 9:30, hopefully p.m., and then we've got to get to the business of going out and celebrating.
There's one thing you can't set your clock by how long these matches are going to go. We don't set 6 rounds or 8 rounds. We play to 21.
Sure we do.
And
that's right.
Whoever wins at 21 wins the match.
Yeah, you have to win.
That's right.
You have to win your way into pro status, and you have to win your way through tournaments.
Correct.
You don't buy your way in or skate in.
And speaking of which, Bob Heil has taken a 10-4 lead on T-Bone, as we've been talking about.
Oh, up and over he goes for his first airmail, really, of the game, and that's going to cost him a point. But
no risk, no reward there, as long as you don't knock a bag in as you go by there.
Well, that one had definitely had a trajectory on it, to be sure.
Yeah, man, I do like the crowds that we're having here watching the games. Watching 2 great professional cornhole players right here that earned it.
Yep, 2 of the best that consistently finish in the top, and
absolutely,
and you're seeing why right now. So much fun to watch, and I know those of you who are watching online, whether you're watching through the stream on Facebook or possibly through the link that's been embedded at AmericanCornhole.com, where you're able to watch this in high definition. By the way, you're seeing. You're seeing the occasional mistake. You're seeing the occasional, self-flagellation.
Nice.
Nicely done there.
Yeah. And he could move Bob's bag back in play the way he throws it.
What did I say? How about that? He not only did he move it in play, he moved it out of the way and underneath the wooden sunroof, as our boy Jay Boogie talks about. He'll be here tomorrow. Yeah. He'll be in the booth with us for a little bit. That's a great opportunity right there, and he takes advantage of it to minimize the damage, if you will. So.
Another penny.
That's a smart play by And he knows it's coming. I mean, he takes a couple of chances here and there. Sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't. But that's what I love about it. They always get right back to center. They find their way right back to where they need to be, and they minimize the damage or take advantage.
I always say, you don't want to mess with the seniors because all of them are good.
Mm-hmm.
And Terry's got another bag out of play. And T-Bone hadn't been his solid self that we're used to seeing. He usually don't miss much at all.
Boy.
He's had a few bags out of play in this game.
It's interesting, too. You look at the difference in the strength of the grip that the two of these take on this bag. Bob's got much more of a tighter grip, and Terry's bag almost floats out of his hand.
It does.
It comes out.
Like he's throwing a pillow, does it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's serving it up, and it comes in a little bit at an angle, but when it hits the board, it surprises me, how consistently it does what it's supposed to do. Now, when he's off, he's off. I mean, there's no, oops, how did that happen? It's going.
Yeah, he's either on or off. And most of the time, he's completely on. Tonight, he just doesn't seem to have his normal bag in the hole every time.
Boy, and Bob had a little therapy session within his own head there after that first bag, looking off to the side as if to say, what was that all about, Bob?
Hold on, my blind draw partner's walking by. I want to make sure he's not going to take a shot at me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, very good. Duck.
Yeah. Listen to Bob. Bob's thinking about shooting an airmail drag right here.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough. There's not enough for him to grab, and I think Terry's bag, he's going to come in low.
Slide in.
Smart.
And Terry might could get two out of this.
There's the rotation, the right on the bag. And
he gives up too.
He takes the shot. He takes the opportunity to be aggressive, and it backfires on him a little bit to the point of that deuce, 16 on 4.
Hey, I wonder what. I thought we should have got Johnny Thomas come over here and sit in with us for a minute, because I'd really like to know who he wants to play.
Yeah.
He's sitting over there, hadn't moved since he lost.
No.
Hadn't warmed up any. Ben.
You know what I think? You know who he wants to play? Somebody.
He's
going
to play somebody.
He's going to get to play somebody. Yeah, that's nicely done right there. Little creeper.
Bob has been dialed in both of these games. He's looking to go into the king seat right here. And somebody's going to have to beat this man twice. And as good as he's throwing, that's going to be a tall task.
Yeah, we've watched Bob's game just amplify exponentially over the last couple of years. And, now with his son playing, we talked about Joel Karnick and his son, the Beast.
Yeah.
Blake, the way he's playing now.
Wow.
He rolls into the Corny 40. He's got a Top Gun 20 jersey. That's what Joel was saying. He said he's got a whole new wardrobe. And a whole new sponsor to go with it. So that's good stuff. All right, so 16 on 4 remains the score. And Bob, it's interesting right now, too. Look at the arc of these bags. You're not seeing this many high toss bags in any other division. And
I don't know if T-Bone can grab that bag.
No.
That's a perfectly placed bag.
It's going to be tough to do now, that's for sure. He's coming in a little hotter. Oh, nicely
done. That was nice,
done.
And he loosened that bag up the other one.
He exposed it. Bob helped it along.
See if T-Bone can grab it.
Terry takes a look at it. He does.
And
he does.
Very nice.
Really good shot. And it was all about getting rid of that other blocker and loosening it up. You're right.
Grab 4 right here. Cut this lead in half.
He'll come in left to right. He's going to be a little bit cautious there, and he's able to draw it around the left side. Nicely done. So 4 turns into an 8, cuts that lead.
And that's the T-Bone that we're used
25%.
to seeing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yep. And he didn't stand and think about it. He knew what he had to do, and he just went and did it.
Threw 2 really good shots in the back-to-back.
All right, so we'll have an opportunity when these guys get reset to reset ourselves here in just a moment after we get through this game and find out who it is that's going to be facing off against Johnny Thomas, who lost earlier to Bob Heil. It was 21 on 18, and then it'll be Thomas and the loser of this game fighting to see who will have to play the best 2 out of 3 in the next game against the winner of this game. And that will be a best 2 or 3. I think I rolled it in there as a double dip, but we're going to go best 2 out of 3 as we've done in all of the others. And it took 3 games to get to a championship in our women's player of the season. Wouldn't surprise me if this took 3, and it wouldn't surprise me if the juniors took 3.
If it took all night either.
Yep. We had hoped, I think, to have some of the Hampton Farms big blind draw here on center court, but they may all be completed by the time.
They might be by the time this game is over.
By the end of this game, exactly right.
Nice block there by Bob.
Glad to have you along for the ride. I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. He is the Mississippi Ninja. And Philip Barnett, I will tell you this. I know you've already had a good time out there in the competitive arena today, but I know how much you love being right here and seeing the best of the best of the best, sir. And I love having you right next to me and painting it with a very interesting brush from a pro standpoint that I don't understand the way that you do, and I love having that insight right next to me. A deuce there for T-Bone, and he's clawing his way back a couple fingers at a time.
Absolutely, and like we said in the Amber Fretwell, you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
And 2, 1, any you can get to try to cut that gap, is that's what you'll take.
And you know what we have noticed a couple of times, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I don't think I am. We've seen Bob get in his own head sometimes, and he gets frustrated with himself, and then the next thing you know, he'll give up a 5 spot or a couple 2s in a row, and then he's just completely sideways.
Oh, and this could be a nice round here.
That's
going to
be that's going to be a layup right. Oh boy.
And that's one that might have got away.
Because Terry can get that.
He
Boy, that was a good
bag.
He did, and he was trying to get both of them. He's going to try it again.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to try it again. Yep. Oh, boy, he thought he had it.
Bob said, hey, man, I got one more bag.
Yeah. A senior moment.
Yeah, just like.
It was a senior moment, and I'm surprised he didn't call the foot fault. Oh, that was a nice bag. Nicely done by Bob Heil right there. It's going to be a 2-spot added to that 16, and good stuff there.
I'm going to tell you, Bob is thinking right now, I should have got 4 right now, because any point you get on T-Bone is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one equals 2 sometimes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so far, he's got 18 on him. And but 2 more would have gone a long way.
Yes, they would. Put him on that magic number.
And he puts the bag right down the center, right where he needs it. T-Bone follows him through.
Going to go ahead and Swiffer that away. Well, he does that. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody that can hang a bag on the hole, no matter where. You want it front, back, side, or top, that hang that bag half in the hole.
He's doing that. He's doing that on purpose. I'll tell you.
Oh,
and that's what he's looking for there.
And we're seeing so much more defense being played.
Oh boy!
Wow! There's a.
He could have made T-Bone have to make this bag, and T-Bone's going to grab a point.
He's going to get that
Bob
out of there.
should have got at least 2 and put him on 20.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. There's no way. I thought that's how that round was going to end right there.
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you what, more and more, I see more players on that last bag with the hole wide open doing that. And I'll tell you, I know one player that's sitting right here beside you that is terrible about that.
Is that right?
And I cannot figure it out. But I see it from good players, great players, not so good players, everybody.
Well, sometimes it's that embarrassment of riches. Yeah. It's too easy. And that's why I laugh sometimes when I see players as good as all these players are that do that. It's like watching, I always wanted to watch PGA, waiting for somebody to shank one into the woods or duff one, because you just want to realize that people are still human. Now, that right there was very human of Bob Heil.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I already know. Wow. You got to be kidding me.
Wow.
You got to be kidding me. And I'll just take that center. Look, thank you very much.
That was just a return of what Bob had just given.
Just done. Yep.
T-Bone returns a favor with almost the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. And that is that's a little gamesmanship right there by Heil taking a drink, and T-Bone very kindly retrieves Bob's weaponry for him, throwing the luckies.
And I got to make sure it's not past T-Bone's bedtime, too. I mean, it's getting late here in Branson, so.
Well, and you think about it, we're an hour behind, so
Yeah.
fatigue could be a factor with all the travel. And we've talked
Absolutely.
to so many players we have over 33 states represented here in Branson. We have players, our buddy Tim Burnett and his lovely wife, they were just newly married. They drove 27 hours to be here pulling a trailer full of gear.
Oh, wow.
And so, everywhere from 14 hours. Philly said she came in 4 hours from St. Louis. We were 10 and a half in from the home office in Cincinnati. I know you were 5 or 6 hours coming in.
But being here at this World Championship makes it all worth
Oh,
the whole
absolutely.
year that you played.
Oh, how about that?
Wow.
Nice shot. And that didn't touch a thing going through. In fact, it
sir.
went through so cleanly. It went through the back of the board. It was on such a perfect trajectory. So 19.
Let me give you one of Boogie's
On 13.
Boogieism right there.
Yeah.
That went in so clean it went down and hit the devil in the chin strap. Love you, Boogie.
Speaking of our boy Boogie, Jay Boogie will be in the house tomorrow. He'll get on the mic with us for a couple of matches. And then Thursday and Friday, Boogie's Barbershop and the Boogie Buzz is going to turn into the Boogie Buzz Cut. He's going to be here making custom hair sculptures, if you will. He's going to be doing the ACO logo into the back of many a shaved head. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It should be. I've shaved mine down. I'm ready. I'm ready. But he is a one-of-a-kind kind of character, and it's so funny. This is an organization filled with one-of-a-kind characters.
Absolutely. There's characters everywhere. Let me ask you a question. You think Frank's going to get a Boogie Buzz?
He talked about it. He hasn't. He did not go out and get his due busted before we got to Branson. I think he might be talked into it.
I don't think mine can grow fast enough to get that in there. Let you know.
Maybe what he'll do is he'll glue some hair onto your head
There
into
you go.
that shape. That'd be nice. Or maybe just give you a nice polish.
Yeah. See, Johnny Thomas's world doubles. They won the doubles seniors championship. Scott Burridge over there trying to give him some encouraging words.
Either that or trying to figure out dinner plans. I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure which one of the two.
Scott, and now Bob can finish this match off.
He can do it.
I hope I didn't jinx him.
It does happen.
It does.
All right, this has got to go.
Yeah, here
And
it
it
is.
does. Now this has got to go.
Yeah, all he got to do is go in and hope Bob misses. That's all you can do at that point. And there's
And that's it.
seat.
All right. How about that? Setting now
Yeah.
in the king seat, as you mentioned, Philip. Bob Heil works his way through Johnny Thomas as the number 2 seed, takes down Terry Dawson, the number 1 seed, and he moves Terry Dawson T-Bone down into a match against one Johnny Thomas, who will then fight their way back for the honor of going after the king seed holder Bob Heil. Northern Wisconsin, he is going to go take a break. He's going to exhale, and he is going to hand the floor here on center court over to Johnny Thomas. So we are going to watch these guys get their final warm-up tosses in. I think T-Bone is warmed up, so he is he's ready to go, but he's going to give Johnny that opportunity to get a few tosses in, which he did not take on his own.
No, he did
Oddly
not get
enough,
up.
and I know how you feel about that, and I know you guys are buddies, and I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll have a word about that exact.
I said we're
That exact
nemesis, not buddies. He is my nemesis.
He is your nemesis.
I said, look, I go play in a regional about 150 miles from my house, probably 700 from him. I look up, and I sent you the picture. There he is,
There he
man.
is.
I cannot get away from this guy. Great guy, though, Johnny Thomas. I'm just talking.
Yeah, 21-13. And these guys are going to get a couple of warm-ups in. We've reset the Scoreholio scoreboard. You'll see we're going to reset the names on the scoreboard.
That's what we got, the greatest guy in the world, Mr. Heineman,
Eric
helping us
Heineman.
out on that.
The Blizzard of Oz,
Yes, sir.
if you will. Besides not biting the head off of a bat, the guy's got everything.
Absolutely.
All things Oz and Ozzy going for him. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. Again, we welcome you back to the Branson Hilton Convention Center, Branson, Missouri, whether you're watching on the ACO Digital Network on Facebook Live or possibly on the embedded link at AmericanCornhole.com in HD. You are getting a full-on dose of yours truly and my man, the Mississippi Ninja, Philip Barnett. We've had lots of great opportunities here over the last couple of months to sit and talk about just different sports experiences. I know you come out of the world of wrestling, a world which had engulfed me for a number of years, and we've gotten to talk about a lot of the characters that we've met, but we're not short on characters here either.
No, we're not. I mean, you could just line them up, and you could come up with different characters everywhere. Different mannerisms. Different. Well, let's talk about the King Fergie, man. He will have this whole place dancing tomorrow.
Yes, he will.
I saw him in there earlier. He was in rare form in the other room.
You know what's funny about him? That's not rare form. That's the funniest part. That's the least rare form is when he's just sitting there doing nothing.
Maybe I said that wrong.
He's in typical form. But he's a guy who walked away, came in ranked in the 60s, I think, last year in Bradenton, walked away, ran away, dogpiled away as the king of cornhole, and a guy who said he wishes everybody luck this year to come get his crown. He doesn't believe that he'll have that repeat, but you know what? He does believe he can repeat.
Hey, let me tell you,
he does believe
I want you to think about this. Finn, I've known Fergie for a long time. All right, long time. Played against him for years. Coming into that tournament last year, if you told me that Fergie had a chance to win this, and I know how good he is, I would say, man, there's no way he's going to compete with these other players. And he was magnificent in that tournament. It came out of nowhere. Nobody expected him to.
He did exactly what he needed to do when he needed to do it against who he needed to do it to.
And the following that guy has is amazing. Fergeheads, or what do you want to call them? The Fergsters, you know.
Well, he affectionately refers to them as crackheads.
Yeah, crackheads.
Which is probably the only guy in the world who can get away with calling his fans that sort of thing. So Frank Gears, the cornhole dude, getting ready to give these guys their final instruction with the slogan for ACO Season 18. You'll hear it here in just a moment.
Absolutely. Bring it, baby. And he's got that same pose. We've made a T-shirt
out of it. And we invite you to bring it. If you want to be a part of the ACO, AmericanCornhole.com is where you can find anything and everything you need to know. Find a certified official in your area. I'll tell you what, if you can't find someplace to play near you with ACO, then you must live on the moon, because we are everywhere around the United States. And we set up regionals, hundreds of them a month, 35 majors on the docket planned for Season 18, 10 Pro Series majors, or 10 Pro Series tournaments within 10 of those majors. Oh, what a great bag there.
That was on purpose, man.
How did he do that on the inside hand from the left side of the board coming around? Oh, boy. Oh. And I watched Terry during warm-ups there. He did take a couple of airmail shots and nailed them both. Oh,
nice.
He did it again. How you did it again.
That was not a fluke. And Johnny was going to go put the score on the wrong end. He was so excited about that.
Yeah. He needs to reacquaint himself with, east and west here.
But that was a nice 4 spot by Johnny Thomas right there. And the winner of this moves on, and the loser is gone.
Is gone.
That's right.
Bob Heil has grabbed himself a beverage. He's over there consulting with his compatriot and now women's player of the season, Maggie Geiger, both northern Wisconsin. There's Wayne Rao there, closely keeping an eye on that conversation.
Frank
User's
Bob's
over there.
Partner. And Johnny has been teaming up this year with none other than one of your favorite players, the businessman.
The businessman, Randall Garrison, who was sitting here courtside a little while ago and keeping an eye on things. Randall Garrison, he's had an interesting season by his own standards, not what he was hoping for, but he's out there plugging away major after major after major. And Taryn, his wife, and his family so supportive of what he's up to. It's great.
Such a nice person, too. And, they came in second in the Slaughter Cup.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
I did not know that. I did not see those results.
Yes.
But we see Keith Blair, one of our certified officials and a guy that holds the Bluegrass State together for us.
Absolutely. Another great certified official out in Kentucky. Louisville.
Long-time ACO guy and a a guy that commands so much respect because he does such a nice job for the organization and for his players.
Always has, too. I've known him he was one of the first guys I ever met at a regional.
Blair, yeah.
Yeah. And he treated me just like he treats everybody else.
We've talked about that a number of times. You walk in here and you've never played, and that's what's so great about this tailgater. Anybody from the area that's here, if you're 40 miles away or 40 minutes away in Springfield, you want to come down and play, grab a partner, come sign up. Come on.
We'll take you.
Hell, we'll provide the bags. We'll
Absolutely.
provide the bags.
We've
You come
got them
in.
lined up here beside us.
8 different bag manufacturers of 40-plus that have joined us for the Season 18 program, each of them sponsoring their own tailgater, open to the public. Again, you're winning a trophy and a jersey that our pros can't even win.
That's right.
That's not available to our pro players, so it's a lot of fun and a great way to come out here and turn that tailgate experience maybe at the, maybe at your Memphis game or wherever it is you're playing.
That's
Turn
right.
it into hardwood and a sublimated prize jersey here in the Branson Hilton Convention Center.
There you go. You know who won it last year, right?
Won the tailgater?
Yeah, go
It was
ahead.
the Gammons.
Oh, you got it.
It was Matt and Todd Gammon. I
Yes.
do remember that, speaking of the Bluegrass State.
Yeah. Great players.
You didn't think I knew that, did you?
You know it because I reminded you last time.
No, I just saw it a moment ago. I don't know why I looked in on that, but 6-0, a half a dozen on top of one single leg for Terry T-Bone Dawson. But I'll tell you what, you don't count the guy out. I think sometimes he plays a little head game with you with his saunter.
He does.
From side to side.
Johnny Thomas out of Alabama. T-Bone out of Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And he is such a good man. When he showed up on the scene, he's so hard to beat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his bag is right down the middle most of the time. Doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes.
No, but he has figured out a couple of things, too. I mean, you even saw it again there. Standing in there, right side up against the board, right-hand throw, and he's able to come in and get it to come around right to left. And I don't know how he's doing that. Is it the wrist?
It's a little cutter shot. It's not thrown flat. It was kind of a side turn to it.
Oh, boy, you almost got it.
And he's built to 8-0. And I don't know if that last game is not in T-Bone's head right now. It's
a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, because there at the end he made a couple of mistakes. I think that we're not used to seeing from him, but also that I think he's not used to seeing from him.
He came in here as the number 1 seed in this tournament, too,
Yes,
getting the first round bye.
Yes, he did. When we're battling 3 players for the – and we had a couple last year, if you remember, for player of the season. We had a couple of 3-person tie battles that we watched, and those games took quite some time because this jersey is very important to a lot of players because there's only one every season.
Yeah, only one every season. And I remember the first one I saw, guess who was wearing it? The Bulldog, Mike Schaefer. Yeah, so we got to think about Mike Schaefer.
Well, we're not only going to get to think about Mike Schaefer, we're going to get to hang out with Mike Schaefer. He and his family are going to be here for the last couple of days. A guy who's been with the ACO since the very beginning, player out of Ohio, and a true friend of the family, and a guy is battling right now against a word I won't even say its name. I won't even dignify it with a mention, but I will tell you this. They call him the Bulldog because he fights and fights and fights.
Absolutely.
And we've created a special Road Dog Award that's named after him.
That's great.
And that is going to go out to any player in any season that travels to 13 majors or more during the course of the season. And once you win it, you only have to win it once. You are forever a Bulldog Road Dog.
That's great.
So those are carved out of good Kentucky bourbon barrel lids, and they are badass.
Will mine count? Will mine count?
I don't think announcing 13
come on,
majors.
man.
Well, if that's the case, then you and I are both getting one. Maybe I know the guy that makes them. Maybe I'll go get a
there we
couple.
go.
But I'll tell you what, Shafe and his family are going to be down there. We're going to get to celebrate him with him, which is a lovely opportunity, and we look forward to seeing him and spending part of the week with him.
I want to mention a friend of mine that I threw against the other night down in Senatobia, Mississippi, Chris Johnson, going through the same thing. Chris, buddy, I'm for you, man, okay? Keep on fighting, brother.
Yep. All the best vibes we can emanate here from Branson, Missouri are coming your way. 8-on-2 is what we're looking at here. T-Bone able to crack that egg, and he's going to take that first bag and float it down
right down the left side.
Play. Yeah.
Man, I think you jinxed him. And
Yeah, I think I
Johnny
did
liked
there.
it so much, he tried to throw over there with him.
Yeah, anything you can do, I can do right behind you.
That's a good
Yeah, that's
bag.
smart.
Johnny,
how about that?
No hesitation that time.
None. And you wonder where has that aggressiveness been? I mean, if he would just keep doing that, this game would be over in maybe 4 more rounds.
I thought he should have shot it
I
again,
think
but
yeah.
he gonna wait for the last bag.
Yeah,
Big
happy to
push
go
here.
low. Oh, boy. And now
just on the board, Johnny.
lays it up and leaves it there.
Absolutely.
He's going to pick up 3.
Yep.
Boy, and it's rare to see them all sitting on top and one off the back like that. Well, you got the one that shot through the back, almost shot through the wall.
And 3 is a big round against Terry
Yeah,
Dawson
it really
or
is.
any senior so far.
Yep, really is. All right, so 11-on-2 right now. And again, the winner of this match will take on the aforementioned Bob Heil, who's had himself one hell of a season, 17, and looking to be the senior player of the season.
And he come in here fired up, too. And
Yeah,
he
he
is taking names, kicking, what.
Donkey.
Yeah.
Well, you see him standing over there right now. He is standing right dead center of center court, arms folded.
Yeah. I think he should be warming up a little bit. Game starts getting closer to 21. Oh, and
There's an opportunity right there. There's a push. Nice
man.
bag. How about that,
this,
Johnny?
This is going to be,
Yeah, that's going to be a big one right there.
big round if he don't go in here. And that's going to be a
That's gonna
5
be a
spot.
5 spot.
Yeah.
Yep. So 16-on-2. Terry claps his hands, not in appreciation for what he's done, but in frustration for what he's done. You see that big State of Indiana logo on the back, filled with all sorts of different logos. The T-Bone, a legend in the game and a legend within the ACO, and one of the nicest people you are ever going to meet. I've never met somebody so humble about his skill set and his talent as T-Bone.
I agree. And Johnny's throwing blockers on him right now.
Yeah, he's going
He's
to
trying
force
to
him.
set him up. Yeah.
He's going to force him to have to go earn it. He's going to lay it up or try to clean it up, and he does. Yeah, he does. It looked like he was going to go low and set that blocker back up, but he put a little more ass into it. It was pretty good.
T-Bone bag is kicking to the right just a hair with every throw. And Johnny finishes it off.
There's the reset button right up the middle, and done and done. Taters exchanged, and they work their way down. Terry's having a little bit of a conversation with himself right there.
We finally got an 8-bagger.
How about that? We mentioned that. That Road Dog badge. You get that trophy. There's going to be, if you do it again, you get the 1 bourbon barrel head. But then if you do it again, you'll get a commemorative coin, and that coin will then be put on your pro jersey moving forward. You'll have that
That's great.
sublimated on there as well, so everybody knows that you're a Bulldog Road Dog as well. It's something that's very cool that came out of lots of discussion as the right way to honor a guy who is a true legend within the ACO.
And he's been here from the
halls
start.
From day one. Yep, absolutely.
And he was another one of my nemesis for a while.
Oh, yeah. He's a lot of people's nemesis. Over 20, some 20 years, you become everybody's nemesis. Oh, boy.
Point for T-Bone with a chance to pick up 3 right there. When you're trying to climb back from 16 to 2, you want all you can get.
Yeah, come on now.
I remember the first time I played T-Bone, I made a little run in Tupelo in the seniors division. Had to beat Junior Williams, the only time I've ever beaten him, too. And I get over there playing. He said, man, I thought I was going to be playing Junior. I said, no, I made a little run. He said, he commenced to just kicking the crap out of me, too,
I'll show you, man.
Yeah.
Don't you wish I had played Junior? Now that you mention it.
Another time he stole the purple jersey from me down in Foley, Alabama. I got him. I remember them all.
The coulda, shoulda, woulda been jersey does not exist.
That's right. Second place. No second place jerseys.
It's first loser.
There you go.
Although we had a great conversation. Oh, it's up. He tried it. He tried to get
This
the
could
drag.
be the game
That's gonna
right
do
here, and that's going to do it.
Is that going to do it? Is that going to be enough?
That's 5.
That does it. All right. Well, that's going to cost T-Bone an opportunity to advance, but Bob Heil will now take on Johnny Thomas in a rematch of the very first game we saw here as the fight continues to find out who is going to be our seniors' Player of the Season. Nicely done. Good stuff. And congratulations to Terry T-Bone Dawson. Always good to see him on center court, and we always know we're going to. So we're going to take a little bit of a break just for 1 minute. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to have these finals ready to go and get these guys one step closer to that green jersey for the world's Player of the Season for seniors in the American Cornhole organization.